Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fan Day in UK. Hope you guys doing well this afternoon. We're here to watch along as West Ham take on Newcastle in the Premier League. So I'm just going to quickly share on screen team news with you guys. Should be coming on the screen now, guys. There we go. So we're underway, guys. So we're underway as Newcastle with the possession. Newcastle now trying to work the ball up the field on this near side as they played it back into the centre now and out to Trippier on the far side. Should be a good game, this, guys. Both of these clubs on the up at the moment. So Newcastle now playing the ball down that far side as West Ham tried to challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to retain possession before eventually West Ham get the challenge in and the ball's gone out of play on the far side. The ball back into play as Newcastle work the ball back towards the halfway line and out to this near side as West Ham come to press the ball. West Ham challenged and win it back, but now they've lost it again as Newcastle win back the possession on the halfway line. They play it back into the centre. Now again, moving it out wide to that far side. How's it going, Stevie? Stevie's saying hi, Gaz and chat. How you doing, mate? Thank you, as always, Stevie, for making yourself available. You're a star, mate. So Newcastle now with the possession on that far side. Ball crossed into the box as it's headed behind. And that will be a goal kick to West Ham. So, yeah, good to have you with us, Stevie. You got any thoughts? How you feel this one's going to turn out, mate? I think it's going to be, me personally, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a tight one, this. Both teams been playing in Europe this week, so just got a good funny feeling. No preference either way. I think if either of them, it's difficult to say which one might edge it, to be honest. That's why I've got a funny feeling it's going to turn out a draw. But we'll see. Newcastle winning a free kick on that far side now. So it's a good distance from goal. I'd say it's got to be easy. 40 yards from goal. Ball comes in as it's crossed into the box, headed away and goes straight out of play on that far side. For a throw in to Newcastle. Stevie's saying, I agree, guys. Think it's going to be tight. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, nice one, Stevie. Yeah, I think, like I say, either team are capable of winning it, as we know. But I just think with the fact they've both been playing in Europe this week, and obviously going into the international break, I've just got a funny feeling they're going to cancel each other out, and it'll turn out a draw. But you never know. We'll see. As I said, both of them capable of winning it. West Ham will want to win it being their home game, and Newcastle going to want to win it to keep their good momentum going. There's now Newcastle coming forward down the middle. Ball played out wide to this near side as West Ham tried to challenge for the ball, but Newcastle managing to retain it as now they switch the play out to that far side with a long crossfield ball out to Trippier. Trippier heads it on, and then it's headed into the box. But the goalkeeper manages to come and gather that quite comfortably. And now West Ham build again from the back as they play the ball out wide to this near side, quickly moving up towards the halfway line. Challenge comes in from Newcastle, and the referee's blown for a foul. Now ball played out wide to that far side by Newcastle. Not a royalist. How you doing, mate? Welcome to Football Fan in UK. Not a royalist saying, I hope Newcastle get pumped. Well, fair enough, mate. Each to their own. What club do you support, mate? Welcome to Fan then. Anyway, as Newcastle now with the possession on the halfway line. West Ham just sitting off right now as they're just letting Newcastle have the possession. Now Newcastle playing a long ball over the top, trying to get in behind, but it's no forward movement there from Newcastle as the ball goes straight back to the West Ham keeper. West Ham now quickly moving the ball out wide to that far side. Now ball played over the top as West Ham break into the box. Ball crossed in and it's into the back of the net. Newcastle finding themselves all over the place at the back there as West Ham literally just a ball down that far side. And then ball crossed in as they came into the box. It was just literally a tap across the box and into the back of the net as the goalkeeper had already committed himself on the anticipation of the player on that far side and found himself in the wrong place as the ball was crossed in, and it was an easy tap in for West Ham. So West Ham opening the score. So, not a royalist. What club do you support, mate? You're not going to answer. So you're going to come on here telling us straight away that you hope somebody gets pumped, but you don't want to tell us who you support. That says a lot, mate. So we're off and underway, guys. 9 minutes in, and it's West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. As now Newcastle get us back underway. So Newcastle now trying to play out from the back as West Ham press the ball. Now with Newcastle switching the play out wide to this near side, but they've ended up kicking it right out of play. So Newcastle just a little bit out of character, I would say, at the moment in this first 10 minutes. As the ball out on this field side now for a throw in to West Ham. Ball comes in as it's played up the field, and then it ends up eventually being knocked out of play. So that's going to be a goal kick to Newcastle. GB, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. GB saying, good morning, Vietnam. And to those in the kingdom, whoa, goal already. Game on. Yes, absolutely, GB. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good weekend, mate. Yeah, we've already got a goal, and we're in less than 10 minutes. So Newcastle now with the possession again. Ball played out wide to this near side as West Ham come to challenge for the ball. Newcastle just play it back to their defensive line as West Ham still pressing from the front, but Newcastle unable to get out of their own half at the moment. As West Ham just only allowing them to have time on the ball when they're knocking it about on the edge of their own box. But then as soon as they try to come forward, West Ham are challenging for it, as they do now. Newcastle racing into the centre circle as West Ham challenge, winning it back. Now West Ham playing it back to their defensive line. There's a long ball over the top out wide to that far side, but Newcastle challenge for it, and the ball goes out of play. Throwing on that far side to Newcastle. So Newcastle now with a ball, and say now play the ball back to their centre backs. So yeah, thank you for that, GB. Newcastle just knocking it about in the inside their own half. Mr. Barnsley, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Ryan, good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing okay today. Ryan saying, come on, Newcastle 3-1. Okay, thank you for that, Ryan. Good to see you, mate. So Ryan wanting a Newcastle win today. As you guys know, I'm neutral. West Ham have won it back on this near side as they just quickly came across the challenge for it, but then they lose it. Now Newcastle quickly win it back in their back line, now playing it forward as they knock it out wide to that far side. West Ham quickly trying to get bodies behind the ball as Newcastle now moving up the field. Ball played into the centre, now knocked out wide to this near side as Newcastle come towards the edge of the box. Ball cut back into the centre as it's played across the centre there and out to Trippier on that far side. Trippier trying to take it to the byline as a challenge comes in, and West Ham eventually win back the possession. So thanks for that, Ryan. So yeah, Ryan with a first score prediction this afternoon. So thanks for that, Ryan. Top stuff, mate. West Ham now knocking the ball out wide to this near side. Not a royalist saying I support Clyde. Right, cool. Well, yeah, awesome. Yeah, Clyde is a good club. I don't know loads about them, but I have obviously been learning a little bit about them. Obviously, because I've been spending a lot of time studying Scottish football and learning about all the clubs up there, and as I've been building fan then. So yeah, awesome. I thought you weren't going to answer me, to be fair, mate, so my bad. Oh, Newcastle now coming forward as a challenge comes in just on the edge of the centre circle there, and the referee is going to blow for a foul as the players look at him, look at the ref a little bit stunned there as they think they were both taken by surprise which ways give that. So Newcastle with a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle, taken short as now they play it out wide to that far side. Now pushing up the field as the ball played back into the centre. Now Newcastle switching the play out to this near side as West Ham come across to try and challenge for it, but Newcastle managing to keep it as they play it back into the centre. West Ham with all bodies camped out on the box as Newcastle tried to play the ball in behind, but it's a poor one and it's gone straight out of play. So Newcastle not showing their best form at the moment. This first 15 minutes of the game. So yeah, thank you for that. Not a royalist. Yeah, nothing wrong with Clyde. Not a royalist saying not a fan of Saudi-owned clubs. Hence, I hope Newcastle get pumped. Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. Not a royalist, as at least appreciate when people are honest with their opinions, but give a logical explanation. So that certainly makes sense. Personally, I totally agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the Saudi-owned clubs, but Newcastle fans have been starved of success under Mike Ashley for quite a number of years. So I'm not going to resent them enjoying the success that their team are starting to have a little bit at the minute. And yes, maybe it's under the wrong ownership, and that I'm sure that's going to be a big debate that we have and other football channels have in the future. I'm sure it's going to become more relevant. But like I say, right now, I'm not going to resent Newcastle fans enjoying a good spell for their team after years of disappointment under their previous owner. But yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. It is concerning with the Saudi-owned clubs. But like I say, I'm sure we'll be debating that more in the future, mate. But thank you for that, not a royalist. GB, I'll come to that in a minute. Oh, it's West Ham just quickly challenging Newcastle on that far side, almost winning it back right on the edge of the box as Newcastle play it out wide to that far side. But now West Ham not giving it up as they do win it back. Cross comes into the box, but the goalkeeper managing to relieve the pressure there for Newcastle as he manages to pluck the ball out of the air. So now Newcastle able to build again from the back, not looking at their best this afternoon, not the Newcastle we've been witnessing over the last few weeks, but maybe that's credit to West Ham and how they're playing. GB saying, watching Australia v India one-day World Cup. Australia only hit 190. Right, you're watching the cricket. Okay, GB. Yep, no worries. I've no worries. Totally understand that, mate. Yeah, cricket very popular where you are in it, mate. It's pretty popular over here in the UK as well, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't really follow cricket too much, to be honest. I don't know. Do we play cricket in the winter in the UK? I know we play it in the summer. Obviously, I'm always looking out for when the Ashes are played. That's probably the only part of cricket that I take notice of. The rest of the time, I'm not too interested in it, to be fair. But each to their own, mate. Hope you're enjoying it, and thank you for dropping in, GB. Always good to have you with us, mate. Ball crossed into the box now by West Ham. As now Newcastle winning the ball back, playing it up the centre of the field as West Ham intercept it. Now West Ham playing it out wide to this near side as a challenge comes in from Newcastle and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in on this near side, right in front of the dugouts. So Newcastle now with the throw-in as the ball played back to their centre-backs, now out to that far side as West Ham come across to press the ball, but Newcastle just play it back to their centre-backs as Newcastle having plenty of possession at the moment, deep inside their own half, but every time they're coming forward at the moment, they're not having much success getting forward up the field. As I say that, though, they work the way through the press on this near side, now pushing up into the West Ham half of the field as they now again play it back into the centre. Ball played out wide to Trippier on that far side as the ball now crossed into the box, headed away by West Ham out to this near side as both sets of players come across the challenge for the ball. But the ball just sneaks out of play. And I'm not sure if the referee's given a free kick here as both of those players coming together. So, yeah, free kick on this near side. A couple of yards from the corner flag. Goalkeeper's come across to take it. Ball kicked long right up into the centre of the field as West Ham pick up the possession. Now play it out wide to that far side as Newcastle shift players across to challenge for the ball. West Ham just play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Mr. Barnes is saying, hello, outside world. How's it going? Ryan, outside world. Good one, mate. West Ham playing the ball out wide to that far side now as they come forward, racing towards the edge of the box. Ball crossed in as it's headed away. Ball bounces away further up the field as West Ham pick up the pieces. Now West Ham with a sweeping cross out wide to this near side, just managing to keep it in as they take it to the byline. Now ball crossed in, but it's Newcastle that intercept it in the box. And now Newcastle try to play out from the back as they play the ball out wide to this near side. Now moving up the field at pace as they play the ball almost in behind here, and it gives Newcastle a chance to quickly move up the field. West Ham finding themselves with limited bodies back behind the ball here as Newcastle race towards the West Ham box. And West Ham scrambling to get bodies back as now West Ham do as they manage to hold up Newcastle on the edge of the box. Now Newcastle play it out wide to that far side as a cross comes in. Good on, but the goalkeeper takes the sting out of it as he manages to gather that quite comfortably. So ball knocked up the field by the keeper as both sets of players challenge for it, but it's Newcastle coming away with it. So thank you for that, Ryan. Mini Mo, how you doing, mate? Mini Mo saying, afternoon, Gaz and Stevie. How you doing, Minnie? Welcome to the show, mate. Good to see you. Oh, Newcastle getting caught out with an offside flag on that far side. So that'll be a free kick to West Ham. So welcome to the show, Minnie. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good day, mate. Stevie's saying, afternoon, Minnie. Hope you're well. Nice one, Stevie. Absolutely. Yeah, hope you're well, Minnie. Minnie saying, I want West Ham to win today. David Moyes doesn't get the credit like another manager does. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Yeah, you're right, mate. I'll agree with you there. He's very underrated, isn't he? I do, as I've said to you before, I do like David Moyes. I think I've liked him more since United didn't give him a fair chance when he was at Man United. I thought they treated him really bad. So I liked him since he'd been at Everton, to be honest, but I liked him a lot more since what happened to him at United because I thought that was really unfair. Really unfair. You don't buy into a manager and expect him to just be able to get a team to play at their best within 6-7 months. And if they don't, you sack him. So much for the project. So, yeah, well said, Minute. Got to agree with you there, mate. So West Ham have won a free kick on that far side. Minnie with a thumbs up there to Stevie. Top stuff, Minnie. Thank you. Ball crossed into the box here from West Ham's free kick as it's knocked away out to that far side. And that's going to be a corner on the far side to West Ham now. So nice 1 minute. Mr. Barnes is saying, hey up, Mini Mo. Nice one, Ryan. Top stuff, mate. So corner now on the far side for West Ham. Minnie saying, hey, Barnes, how are you doing? Top stuff, guys. Corner comes in. Goalkeeper manages to get the hand to it, knocking it away. The referee has blown for a foul in the box here. So that's going to be a free kick. So free kick now to Newcastle as they play the ball out wide to that far side. So nice 1 minute. Top stuff, mate. Top stuff, Ryan. Ryan saying, we doing better every time, but just home need better than more. Eh? What you saying? We're doing better every time, but just home need better than more better than anyway than away. Okay, I don't get that, Ryan. But thank you, mate. That's a bit of a mad one. I can't understand that. I think Ryan's trying to catch me out with a I don't know. It seems like some kind of rhyme that or something. I don't know. West Ham now with the possession as they play it forward, but it's intercepted by Newcastle, who tried to intercept the ball, but they've ended up blasting it out on that far side for a throw into West Ham. pretty much bang on the halfway line. So if you're just joining us, guys, we are just over 26 minutes gone, and it's currently West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. Feel free to drop your comments in the chat, guys. As now the ball played down that far side as it played into the box, but the goalkeeper comes for that. And as Pope trying to throw the ball out, they've got still West Ham and Newcastle played down in the box as the referee brings it back. Yeah. As the ball came to Pope, Antonio was running onto it alongside one of the Newcastle players. He's ended up trying to slow down as he's approaching the keeper. And I think he's tried to grab hold of the Newcastle player to stop himself falling over the keeper, but ended up going over the keeper and taking the Newcastle player with him. So yeah, so foul on the keeper there as the referee pulls it back. Now ball played up the field as Newcastle now moving up towards the edge of the West Ham box at speed here. West Ham getting bodies back behind the ball. And so they press back into the own box now. Ball crossed in from this near side. Is it? It's poor. It's poor. Just bounces out of play on that far side. And that's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. So Newcastle really off today with their passing and their crosses. Their crosses have been really poor this afternoon. So, yeah, thank you for that, Ryan. Minimo saying Brighton 1, Liverpool 0. Thank you, Minnie. Yeah, we have got some other games going on, haven't we, this afternoon. So, nice one for the update, Minnie. Yeah. No goals in the Midlands derby. Wolves v Villa, that's still 0-0. If you guys missed it earlier in the Scottish Premiership, Rangers coming out 3-0 winners away to St Mirren. That was in the dinner time kickoff. Also, any West Ham fans listening in, West Ham ladies currently have won this afternoon, against Brighton 2-0. Also, other games going on in the ladies' game. Manchester City currently 1-1 with Chelsea ladies, and Tottenham ladies currently 0-0 with Bristol City ladies. So there you go, guys. That's all you need to know at the moment around the grounds. As there is some games also going on in the FA Women's Championship this afternoon as well, but not got no results for those at the moment. So ball played up the field as West Ham with a possession on that far side. Under pressure from Newcastle. We've got a West Ham player down on the halfway line as now West Ham just kicked the ball out of play on that far side. And that'll be a throw-in. And this will give West Ham chance to get treatment, medical staff on the pitch. And it's, yeah, is it Lepiquet? I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing his name. He just fell. I think he's landed funny as he's jumped to head a ball. And he's just complaining to the referee that he felt it was a foul. But he is back on his feet as we're back underway now. Newcastle in possession. So thanks for that, Minnie. Thanks for the update, mate. Mr. Barnsley saying, Gaz, I mean to say outside world UK. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Ryan, top stuff, mate. I kind of got you as getting saying hello, world. So nice one, mate. Thank you. Newcastle now playing the ball out wide to that far side as the race forward now. Challenge comes in from West Ham as the linesman puts the flag up for a foul. And the referee blows the whistle. So referee awarding a foul on the far side of the field for the challenge on Lakatar. Was it? Yeah, I think that's maybe a little bit as affers there from Le Pacatois, as I'm not, I can never pronounce his name. But yeah, I think that was a bit of affers because he was just playing, he was complaining to the ref in the middle about feeling he got a foul, and obviously the referee didn't give it to him. And then, surprise, surprise, he's involved in the next challenge that gets a foul. So I don't know if that was a little bit of afters from him there. Ball crossed in now as it's headed on, and it's all just wide of this near post as the goalkeeper forced to make the save there. Well, sorry, dives for the save, but it's just gone past him, and I'm not sure if that glanced across his fingertips, but it's just gone wide of this near side post. So 32 minutes gone, guys. Goal kick for West Ham, and it's currently West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. So yeah, no worries, Ryan. Thanks for that, mate. Stevie's saying, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to fandom. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, guys, please do it. That thumbs up if you could. Would be fantastic. And thank you very much, guys, if you've already hit the like button. Much appreciated. But if you haven't, please do, guys. It does help with the algorithm. So West Ham knocked the ball out of play on that far side. So that's going to be a throw into Newcastle just inside the West Ham half of the field. Now ball comes in as Newcastle play it back to their centre-backs. West Ham coming forward to press the ball as Newcastle now try to play the ball up towards the centre circle. But West Ham just sitting in there as Newcastle now do try to push forward. Now Newcastle come into the West Ham half of the field as they play it down the centre. But West Ham challenging for it as they win it back. Now West Ham trying to counter-attack as a challenge comes in, and the referee has blown for a foul here. Yeah, it's just a clumsy one. It's not even a proper challenge. It's so yeah, it's Almiron that's given a warning there off the referee. No card, but he is spoken to off the referee for that challenge. So West Ham now with a free kick inside their own half, inside the centre circle. Ball played forward as it's a poor one, and Newcastle managed to head it back to the goalkeeper. So Newcastle now playing the ball out wide to this near side. So thank you for that, Stevie. And yes, please do hit that like button, guys, and consider subbing if you're new. Minnie Mo saying, how does James Ward-Prowse not get in that England team? Mate, oh, who was I discussing? I was discussing with somebody the other day. I think it was on social media about this, and this is an interesting one. I don't know if you can hear me, Minnie. This is an interesting one. Just going to chuck it out there for you guys to let me know your thoughts. A lot of players that can't get in the England team. As Minnie's saying, James Ward-Prowse. Don't know if you guys know, but Holland have a country in South America called, if I remember rightly, it's called Suriname. If I remember rightly, and basically, those players from them countries can play for Holland because they're entitled to, because Suriname is part of Holland technically. So, if that is the case, then why can't players that can't get in the England team, why can't they go and play for Gibraltar? I was wondering that, but you're right, Minnie. It's a great point. How can Ward-Prowse not get in the England team? But I'm saying because there's a lot of players, obviously a lot of competition for places in England, and also quite a bit of competition for places in the Scottish team. Why can't national team like Gibraltar, because it's still part of the UK? Why can't they take the players that England, Scotland, and Wales don't want? So, get more players playing international football, wouldn't it? And it would certainly help Gibraltar as well, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's quite interesting you said that, Minnie, because like I said, I think it was my missus I was also talking to it about the other day, saying that it'd be interesting if all the players that couldn't get in can't get a game for the national team of England, Scotland, and Wales could go and play for Gibraltar. It'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Definitely one to debate. GB saying, but yeah, great question that minute. GB saying, a Man City women only playing with 9 men. Thank you for that, GB. I didn't realise that, mate. So yeah, thank you for that bit of info, mate. Top stuff, GB. Thank you, mate. So West Ham now with a throw-in on this near side as the ball comes in. It's switched out to that far side as it's knocked up the field now. Both sets of players challenging for it as West Ham now winning back the possession on the halfway line as they knock it back to the goalkeeper. Now the goalkeeper plays the ball long down the middle. It's now West Ham play it forward to Anthony. Anthony into the boxes. He's just crowded out by Newcastle, pushed out wide on this near side before a late flag from the linesman. Why the late flag is... Why has he waited so long to put the offside flag up there? Do you know, these linesmen are really doing my head in leaving it so long to do the offside flag. All it does is risk more chance of an injury to players. That's all it does. I don't see the point. Once that linesman knows it's offside, why is he not getting the flag up? It's a stupid rule of the FA to delay it. It really is, because all it does is risk players having more chance of an injury. They still think the game's playing until the referee blows the blows his whistle to let them know that the linesman's flagged them. It's craziness, absolute craziness. 2023, and yet we're having linesmen responding later than a linesman from back in 1909. Work that one out. So thank you for that, GB. Newcastle now working the ball out wide to this near side as they come down this near side. Ball crossed in as it's knocked away by West Ham and it's gone out of play. So Newcastle with a throw-in on this near side right next to the corner flag. Minnie Mo's saying he must have a Scottish granny somewhere. Yeah. That minute. Newcastle now take the throw-in. Taking it towards the byline as the ball crossed in. Well, it's, headed it towards goal, but the goalkeeper managing to pluck that out the air, and that relieves the pressure for West Ham. So now ball thrown up the field by the keeper as West Ham knock it out wide to this near side. Now a ball over the top as Newcastle intercept it and now head it back in the direction it came from. But West Ham picking up the pieces as both sets of players challenging for it on this near side. West Ham managing to win the possession as they knock it back to their defensive line. Now ball played forward as West Ham coming down the centre now. Ball played in behind, but it's just cut out there by Newcastle as the ball ricochets back up the field. But West Ham managing to pick up the pieces as they knock it out wide to that far side. Now coming forward as it's cut back by West Ham now as they knock it up, eventually play it all the way back to the halfway line under pressure from Newcastle. Now back to the goalkeeper as the goalkeeper now kicks the ball long down this near side. West Ham trying to intercept it under pressure from Newcastle, but Newcastle managing to win it back and play it back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle quickly play out to that far side as they switch the play into the centre. Now moving up the field as they knock it out wide to this near side. Now coming into the West Ham half of the field as they play it into the centre. Now pushing forward as they come towards the edge of the box. Played out wide to that far side. As now a cross comes into the box, but it's a poor one and it goes out of play on this near side. And I think that's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. So, yeah, thanks for that minute. Good on that, mate. Top stuff. Kira, 236. How you doing, Kira? Good to have you with us, mate. Kira's saying, good game. so far. Yep, you're right, Kira. Welcome to the show, mate. Hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon, mate. So, goal kick now for West Ham as the ball kicked long down the centre. No, it's not. Sorry, out wide to this near side. My bad. I thought that was going down the centre, but now I've seen it land. Isn't it crazy how the camera can deceive you sometimes? But it's Newcastle that eventually pick up the possession. Now playing it back to the centre backs as they play it forward now into the centre circle. Now just knocking it about on the halfway line as West Ham press the ball. So, yeah, thanks for that, Kira. Minimo saying Gibraltar would have some team. I know, Mini, wouldn't it? I know it'd be good. It would, wouldn't it? I just thought it'd be. They keep going on about a great British team, don't they? They could use Gibraltar as the great British team. Can you imagine that though? I don't think Spain would like that, would they? They'd be protesting all the way, wouldn't they, Mini? You imagine it. Be having Spanish protests again about Gibraltar. You just know it. But you're right. It would be a cracking team, wouldn't it? Sorry, guys. Just shutting the window. A lot of outside noise coming in. Ball crossed out to this near side now for West Ham as they're forced to play it back to their centre backs under pressure from Newcastle. Now West Ham with a long crossfield ball out wide to that far side as right towards the edge of the pitch under pressure from Newcastle. He managed to keep it in. Now played forward as cross comes into the box, but it's an easy one for the Newcastle keeper Pope to intercept. As now Newcastle, what are they doing? Newcastle playing out to that far side, but they've just gone over so easy under what I can only describe as a pitiful challenge from West Ham. Now West Ham playing the ball out wide to that far side again as Newcastle tried to challenge for it and do eventually win it. Now Newcastle kicking it up the field as West Ham managed to just intercept that and play it back to the goalkeeper. Now West Ham playing it down the centre as Newcastle tried to challenge for it, but West Ham managed to ride the challenge as they knock it out wide to this near side. Now ball crossed into the box as it's headed away by Newcastle, but both sets of players challenging for it on this near side as eventually Newcastle managed to clear their lines, knocking it up the field as West Ham pick it up on the halfway line, knocking it back in the direction it came from, but this time it goes out of play, and that will be a throw-in for Newcastle deep inside their own half. So now Newcastle playing the ball back into their own box as they work it out wide to that far side. Now trying to push up the field as West Ham come forward to press the ball, but Newcastle just play it back into the centre as now they do manage to start pushing up towards the halfway line. West Ham just sitting off momentarily as they do now come forward to try and press from the front, but Newcastle just pass it straight back to the goalkeeper as the goalkeeper now plays it out wide to that far side. Newcastle under pressure, but they managed to work through the press. Now played into the centre as they do now push up into the West Ham half of the field. Now ball played out wide to this near side as Newcastle cut it back into the centre. West Ham trying to challenge for it, but Newcastle ride the challenge as they now play it out wide to that far side. Now pushing towards the edge of the box as now they come into the box, but it's congested in there as Newcastle trying to work through all the bodies. West Ham managing to challenge for the ball as it deflects out wide to this near side. Both sets of players coming to challenge for the ball as the West Ham player goes to ground there, but nothing doing from the referee as Newcastle trying to play it back into the box, but it's intercepted by West Ham. And now West Ham on the attack as they race forward down that far side. Loads of space to run into as only one Newcastle defender out wide on that far side. Now West Ham play it over the top, trying to get in behind, but Newcastle just do enough as Trippier comes back to help his teammate, and that ball just goes out of play for a goal kick to Newcastle. So we're into added on time, guys. 2 minutes added on time. We're already a minute into it. So West Ham still 1-0 up as Newcastle now playing it out wide to that far side. Now, Newcastle push up into the West Ham half. So, yeah, thanks for that minute. Don't forget, guys, drop your comments. And if you've got anything, any thoughts you want to say, we'll look at the half-time match stats in a minute. As the referee does now blow the half-time whistle. So, at half-time, it's finished. West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. Sure, Newcastle will be needing that half-time break because they've not been at their best in this first half. They've been all over the place in some moments of the game, and their crosses have been pretty poor. Not a lot of end product from Newcastle, but West Ham have looked dangerous. They've been sitting off. They've been absorbing the pressure and trying to hit Newcastle on the counter-attack at every opportunity. So a kind of a game of two halves. Just to let you guys know, Liverpool have equalised against Brighton. So it's now Brighton 1, Liverpool 1. Still no goals in the Midlands derby between Wolverhampton and Villa. So bear with me a second, guys. I will bring up the half-time match stats as we have a look how this first half has gone in numbers. Don't forget, guys, feel free to drop your comments into the chat. Always want you guys to feel involved in the show. That's why I make the effort to read out your comments from the live chat. So please do feel free to drop your thoughts in. So here we go, guys. Just bear me a second and I'll bring up the halftime stats. So let's get rid of that. Here we go. Should be coming on your screen now, guys. There we go. Don't worry if you can't read it. If you're listening in on a small device, I will read it for you guys. So at halftime, this is how it's finished, guys. Total shots as it gives us a good indication just how much of a scrappy game it's been. Only one shot on target from West Ham and only 3 shots from Newcastle. Sorry, only 1 shot from West Ham in total. 3 shots in total from Newcastle, but only 1 shot on target from West Ham, nothing from Newcastle. So that gives you guys a perfect idea of how this game has been a real midfield scrap. Nothing, no end products really. Possession, 28% for West Ham, 72% for Newcastle. Passes, 127 for West Ham, 334 for Newcastle. Pass accuracy, 69% for West Ham, 88% for Newcastle. Fouls, 7 for against West Ham, 8 against Newcastle. Yellow cards, 2 against West Ham, 1 against Newcastle. No red cards. Offsides, 1 apiece. And corners, 1 against. 1 for West Ham, none for Newcastle. So there you go, guys. That's how it's gone at half time. Just to let you guys know, as I said before, Liverpool have now took the lead against Brighton. It's now Brighton 1, Liverpool 2 at half time. As we know here, West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. And in the Midlands derby, as I say, it's still 0-0 with Aston Villa at half time. Was a game earlier at dinner time, guys, in Scotland that finished St Mirren 0, Rangers 3. And there's also another game in Scotland kicking off at 3 o'clock, which is Aberdeen v St Johnstone. And also, for you guys that are West Ham fans, just to let you know, your ladies' team currently winning 2-0 away at Brighton against Brighton Ladies. Also, Manchester City ladies drawing 1-1 with Chelsea ladies. Tottenham, uh, sorry, Tottenham 3-0 up against Bristol City ladies. Um, can also see you've got some games in the FA Women's Championship here as well, guys. It finished earlier. Charlton Athletic ladies won, Durham ladies won, Reading ladies won, which is games currently playing. Reading ladies won, Lewis women nil, Birmingham City ladies nil, Sunderland ladies won, Blackburn Rovers ladies nil, Crystal Palace ladies 1, and Watford ladies nil, Southampton ladies 1. So a couple of scores there for you guys. Also, ladies games going on in Scotland today as well. Glasgow City ladies 3-0 up against Spartans. Montrose ladies drawing 3-3 with Hearts. That's a full-time result. So that sounds like that was a bit of a cracker of a game. And Celtic ladies currently winning 5-0 against Motherwell ladies. Games in Spain, guys. There is only one so far this afternoon. Villarreal currently losing 2-1 to Las Palmas. That game close to finishing as well. It's not now into added on time. There is some other games in Spain this afternoon. Most notably, Atletico Madrid playing against Real Sociedad, as well as a few other games in Spain. But the one that you guys might be interested in will be kicking off later at 8 o'clock. That's Barcelona playing away at Granada. So, yeah, interesting game there. So, yeah, that pretty much brings you guys bang up to date round the grounds. So where was that? Mini saying, are you covering the upcoming international games, Gaz? Yeah, I'll be doing so. I'll be doing what I can with it, Mini. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'll be doing what I can. As you know, keep trying to get on as much as possible and cover as many different games as possible. So yeah, hopefully cover what I can, Mini, between my working commitments. I've not actually looked at the international fixtures yet. What's coming this over the next week or two? Because obviously, I just thought let's just get to the end of this weekend first, and then I can look at it. But yes, Mini, definitely, I'll be covering some of it. Definitely, hopefully, be catching some of Scotland as well over the international break. You guys on an absolutely fantastic run at the moment in the qualifiers. So let's hope that continues from Scotland. Want to see you guys finish really strong in that group if you can. Hopefully, Northern Ireland can have a much improved performance, because I think the last time they played, they had a really disappointing performance. I know Wales are playing Gibraltar in a friendly, aren't they? On I think that's on Wednesday. And obviously, as we know, England will be playing. Nothing against England is my country, but let's be honest, guys. In the qualifiers, it's always boring watching England, because we come up against rubbish teams like Cyprus and these kind of teams, and it's just like I'd rather watch paint dry. Sorry, it is boring sometimes watching England in qualifiers. It's always great watching England once you actually get to the tournament and start coming up against proper opposition, but in the qualifiers, it can be like honest, can be like pulling teeth. It really can. It's all right for you guys that are Scottish fans. You get a bit more excited in the qualifiers, but for England fans, it's boring. It really is. It's like, what's the word? What's the word now? Watching England under Gareth Southgate is kind of like watching what was the I'm trying to, it's similar to watching Hodgeball basically. So basically, England, when England had Hodgesaurus in charge, it was boring, predictable. You knew how he was going to play. Um, so yeah, I've nothing against Roy Hodgson, but he is a bit Saurusy, and he is a bit Hodgisaurus. He's a nice guy, really nice guy. Definitely love him as a football person, but he's still got to be the Hodgisaurus, honey. He's got to be because he's uh, he's just he's Hodgisaurus, isn't he? Sorry, guys. I've always had to banter. Um, Roy Hodgson since he was the England manager because I do like him, but like I said, I didn't like him as England manager. He's not good enough for England as the manager. It was boring and predictable, and I'm glad he's no longer the England manager. But there you go. So thank you for that minute. Yep, I will be doing some of it, mate. Sorry, I'm rambling on with myself a bit there about internationals. We'll be doing that plenty next week, won't we? So, guys, what your thoughts on that first half of the game? You guys got any score predictions for how the game will finish, or any thoughts on how you think the game this afternoon will turn out? Obviously, Arsenal taking on Manchester City this afternoon as well. That's another huge game in the Premier League. So, you guys feel free to drop your score predictions in for that game as well if you've got any. Oh my God. Are you seeing this, guys? So apparently, new technology is being introduced this afternoon, guys, in the game. These Arsenal v Manchester City. They're using a new rail cam, apparently, guys, that will imitate the game being like a computer game where it moves. It's on rails. It's in the stand. It's on rails. It moves along the side of the stands, and it basically it moves up and down the stand, like giving you the same kind of camera angle as what you would be getting if you was playing a FIFA game. So you know how you guys get the FIFA game moving with the way the game moves. Well, they're introducing a new camera structure or a new camera system this afternoon in the Arsenal v Manchester City game that will give you that perspective as if you're watching a video game. So be interesting to know what you guys make of that when it comes. Like I say, it's supposed to replicate the game looking like a video game. Why you would want a real game of football to look more like a video game, I don't know. But maybe you guys can answer that one. Let me know if you got any answers for that, guys, because that one's a bit of a head scratcher for me. Why would you want a real game to look like a video game? I'm not sure about that. So, guys, while we are waiting for the second half, obviously, let's have a quick look what's coming in the week ahead. Obviously, we've got the final game this afternoon, Arsenal v City. Then on Monday, guys, there is one game in English League One, Burton Albion v Cambridge United. That's on Monday night. That's the only game showing up at all anywhere in the world. Is that one on Tuesday? On Tuesday night, loads of games with European women's Champions League games in the qualifying second round stage. Quite a few of those games on Tuesday night. Also, one international game that is a friendly, which is China v Vietnam. That could potentially be a cracker, couldn't it? And loads of games in the EFL Trophy, guys, on Tuesday night. So obviously that's in the English football. So quite a few games in the English EFL Trophy on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday, a load more women's Champions League qualifiers, as well as another international friendly, which is Wales v Gibraltar. Loads of games in the FA Women's League Cup as well on Wednesday. couple of games in the Highland League and some games in the Spanish Copa del Rey. Before eventually, I think it's Thursday we start. Yeah, Thursday is when the internationals start to kick in. So on Thursday, loads of games in the European qualifiers. We have Scotland playing on Thursday against Spain. That is a quarter to 8 kickoff. So Scotland playing away against Spain. Let's have a look. If there are any of the UK nations playing. No, is that it on Wednesday? On Thursday, sorry. Yeah, looks like the only UK national team playing on Thursday is Scotland, which is surprising. Quite a number of international friendlies as well. So yeah. So yeah, that's quite a surprise. On Friday, more international games as well on Friday. I'm just having a look. England playing on Friday in an international friendly against Australia. So that's on Friday. But other than that, no other games on Friday. Involving UK nations. Players back out on the field now, guys. We're back underway in a moment. Just having a look on Saturday. Northern Ireland playing against San Marino on Saturday. Oh, what a game. See what I mean? What a poor fixture. We have games on Saturday in League One, League Two, and also uh, the National League playing, as well as the Scottish Challenge Cup as well on the weekend, as well as the Welsh Cup as well. So that'll be interesting. Saturday, be able to maybe do something a little bit different next Saturday. So, guys, we are back underway. As now Newcastle with the possession on this near side. Let's get rid of that and share the screen team news back on the screen. Bear with me a second, guys. There we go. Team news should be back on your screen. So Newcastle have played the ball out wide to that far side as it's gone out of play. And that is a throw into West Ham. It's the referee just having a word. Sorry, guys, we had a stoppage there. The referee was apparently getting told there was a medical incident. I'm not sure if it was in the dugout, or I'm presuming it's somewhere in the stadium, but it's nowhere on the pitch. But that's what I'm just hearing, that the referee was holding up the game there because he was being told there's a medical incident. So I'm presuming that's somewhere in the ground. So let's hope that's nothing too serious. But we are back underway as the referee now blows the whistle, and Newcastle take the throw in on that far side, and the ball played back to their defensive line. Minnie saying, "Come on, West Ham, second half." Thank you, Minnie. Awesome. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you dropping in some comments. Bit quieter today in the chat, actually. Yesterday was booming, but been a bit quieter today. But thank you for that, Minnie. Always appreciate you contributing in the chat, mate, and making a bit of conversation with me. Much appreciate, mate. Top stuff. Newcastle playing the ball over the top there as the get a referee blowing a foul against them. As the Newcastle forward there feeling that he's come worst off there. He's feeling that the foul should have gone for him, not against him, as he was under pressure there from the West Ham defender. So it's going to be a goal kick to West Ham. Now ball played up the field as West Ham end up heading it out of play on that far side, and it's gone out for a throw-in midway inside the Newcastle half. So West Ham with the throw-in. Ball comes in now. Newcastle challenging for it, but West Ham managed to retain it initially, but then do lose it as Newcastle try to play it forward now as they play it into the middle, but West Ham quickly challenge for it again as they win it back now. West Ham playing it out wide to this near side as they push up the field now, coming into the Newcastle half. Newcastle quickly surrounding the West Ham players in possession on this near side as they manage to work through the press. Now played into the centre as West Ham eventually work it out to that far side. Newcastle trying to challenge for it as West Ham now play it into the box. But Newcastle just anticipate that and they've knocked it out of play, and that should be a corner on the far side for West Ham. Good work that by Bowen, to be fair, the West Ham player. Corner comes in. Oh, it's headed towards goal. Oh, just wide of the near post. That was a good effort from West Ham. Really slick movement, catching Newcastle out there. Just low header, really low header. He literally chucked himself to the ground to make the header there. And it's almost sneaked into the near side of the net, but just gone wide of the near post on this near side. So now Newcastle playing out from the back as they play the ball out wide to this near side, pushing up the field. Now Newcastle just playing it back to their centre back as they play it out wide to that far side now. Ball crossed out to this near side. Now Newcastle pushing up the field as they come forward now. West Ham trying to challenge for it. Newcastle managing to keep the possession though as they try to work through the press on this near side. 3 against 4. But Newcastle now bring an extra body into it as they play it back into the centre, back up the field, and now come again as West Ham staying very compact just outside their own box. Now Newcastle play it out wide again to this near side to Trippier. Trippier plays it back into the centre again as Newcastle looking a little bit bereft of ideas, but now a long sweep crossfield ball out to that far side. Sees Newcastle coming towards the edge of the box. Now played back out wide as West Ham force them to play it back up the field. I can't believe we still had no goals in the other game yet, guys. Wolves v Villa. Obviously, that being a Midlands derby. Thought there would have been some goals in that today. Now Newcastle playing the ball forward. They've just run it out of play on this near side, so that'll be a goal kick to West Ham. So now West Ham with a goal kick. Ball kicked out wide to this near side as Newcastle managing to keep it in. Ball chipped forward for Newcastle as West Ham anticipate it. Now West Ham clear their lines. Now Newcastle winning it back further up the field as they play it forward now. Ball coming forward as Newcastle tried to play a ball in behind, but the goalkeeper manages to read that really well and comes to gather the ball, and that relieves the pressure for West Ham momentarily. So, yeah, thank you for that minute. Now, to add some nuance to that. Now, West Ham with the possession on that far side as they push forward now up the field. It's intercepted by Newcastle, though, as they play it back into the centre. Now, Newcastle playing it forward as West Ham challenge, and the referee's blown for a foul here. So Newcastle winning a foul just on the edge of the centre circle inside their own half as they take it quickly now, playing the ball out wide to this near side. As now Newcastle trying to work through the press, but West Ham not giving it up as they force Newcastle back into their own half. So just joining us, guys. 55 minutes gone so far. West Ham 1, Newcastle 0. Newcastle now playing the ball out wide to this near side. Now ball played forward. It's crossed into the box and knocked away by West Ham out wide to this near side. Now Newcastle playing it back into the centre as they play it back out wide to that far side now. Oh, cut back inside as Newcastle switch the play out to this near side. Now ball played back into the centre as Newcastle now pushing into the West Ham box. Ball cut back across in, headed down. The goalkeeper makes the save as the ball deflects away, and now West Ham clear their lines. Now West Ham on the attack as they was just about to get on the counter attack as the referee has blown for a foul on this near side. As boos go around the ground for the West Ham fans. Yeah, really good opportunity that from Newcastle, but as I say, good save by the goalkeeper. Just seeing the replay of it now. So free kick now for Newcastle. Quite a distance from goal, guys. Good 35 yards out on this near side. Ball crossed into the box. Oh, it's knocked down and it's into the back of the net as Newcastle equalise. Well, I think there's going to be an offside check for that. I don't know if he was in an offside position, but it's a beautiful cross into the box. Well delivered, headed down, and it was a simple tap in for Newcastle. But yeah, I think this is going to be chalked off for offside. Might be. Looks offside, but I could be wrong. I think he's offside there myself. So we're just having the VAR check, but I've got a funny feeling. This one's going to be ruled offside because it does look, from what I can see here, it does look like he's fractionally offside by an arm. So we're just waiting for the VAR check. Oh, sorry, guys. I think this week's catching up with me. It's been a long week. Well, the goal is given. I'd love to see that myself because I'm completely neutral in this one, guys. But I'm looking for, in, I'm looking for whether these referees are officiating these games fairly because we had a decision the other week, as you guys know, it's been well publicised but wrong, and I've got a funny feeling that should be wrong as well because to me, when you see it at normal speed and you see him pause the screen, it looks like he's got an arm offside, but it's been given. The question is whether we're getting consistency from these referees with these decisions. Are they being consistent, or is it down to the interpretation of the referee, depending on which referee we've got? We've got to look at this, guys. We need to. It's about time we, as fans, the amount of money we fans put into the game. It's about time fans had the right to start demanding the kind of officiating we should be expecting at this level. And one thing key to that officiating is uh, consistency of decisions, not having decisions that are debatable depending on which referee is refereeing the game. Ball knocked out of play on that far side as it's gone out for a throw-in. But it's game on now, guys, as it is 1-1 and we're just approaching 60 minutes gone. So half an hour to play, all level. Which one of these two teams going to come out on top? GB saying, yawn for VAR. Nice one, mate. Yep, I like that, GB. Well said, mate. Oh, West Ham now on the attack as they play the ball out to that far side. Now the ball crossed in, headed away by Newcastle. As they managed to clear their lines, knocking it up the field. Headed back in the direction it came from by West Ham. As coming together of players in the centre now. But the referee waving it away. It's now Newcastle playing the ball out wide to that far side. Now Newcastle pushing up the field. Now Newcastle crossing the ball in. It's deep. Crossed and face a goal. And Newcastle have scored again. Well, it's a tap in from Isaac as it was crossed across the face of goal. Isaac finding himself in the box, in space, unmarked. And it's an easy tap in for him. Wow, what a turnaround, guys. 61 and a half minutes gone. West Ham United 1, Newcastle 2. I think I think West Ham a little bit guilty there of ball watching. Yeah. Yeah, Trippier with a cross into the box and Isaac with a tap in. As West Ham, I think, we're too busy trying to claim for offside on Trippier. But if we actually just see the replay, he's bang onside. You can see by the replay, he's bang onside. He doesn't go until that ball is hooked over to him. But by the time the West Ham players turn around to look, from their point of view, because they were standing with their backs to Trippier, when they turn around and look, he's run forward at such pace, it looks to them as if he may have been offside, but he's not. I'm feeling very sneezy here, guys. I don't know why. All of a sudden, feeling very sneezy. I sometimes think it's this microphone. So we're back underway. as the ball kicked up the field. Both sets of players challenging for it on this near side as Newcastle have headed it out of play. And that will be a throw in for West Ham inside the Newcastle half of the field on this near side. So now Newcastle with the possession at the back. I say under pressure on this near side. Now ball played forward for Newcastle as Newcastle with the possession now knocked out wide to that far side as they push up the field now. West Ham trying to challenge to win it back, but Newcastle managed to work through the press. Now ball played out wide to this near side as now Newcastle push up deep into the West Ham half of the field. Now ball played back into the centre as it's knocked back out wide to this near side. Now West Ham forced into defending in numbers as Newcastle crossed the ball into the box. It's knocked away, but Newcastle picking up the pieces further up the field. Looking a lot better. Newcastle looking a lot better in this second half. Clearly, Eddie Howe has got the players more focused. Now Newcastle playing the ball down this near side. It's now a long crossfield ball out to that far side. As Newcastle into the box, ball cut back as West Ham chucking bodies in the way to block it off, and now forcing Newcastle out wide to that far side as they try to work. Now Newcastle coming again. Ball crossed in as it's now towards the back post and deflects. I'm not sure if it took a deflection there off the West Ham player, but the Newcastle player coming in at the back post there, unable to latch onto that. Now Newcastle coming forward as they play it out wide to this near side. Now ball played back inside as West Ham intercept it. Now West Ham trying to play out from the back as Newcastle win it back. But the referee has brought it back for the foul. It's been a bit sneaky there from Newcastle as he literally nicked it off the toes of the West Ham defender already under pressure. But the referee not letting them get away with that. Newcastle now receiving a yellow card. Almiron getting a yellow card foolishly, really, as he's trying to hurry West Ham to get the game moving. And he's just got himself a silly booking there. Now ball chipped forward as it's knocked out wide to this near side. Trippier trying to challenge for it under pressure, but it's gone out of play, and that'll be a goal kick. Free kick, sorry. My bad, guys. Free kick. Don't forget, guys, please do hit that thumbs up if you could. Would be appreciated. So thank you for that, GB. So West Ham now long ball up the field as It's intercepted by Newcastle. Now Newcastle playing the ball forward as they play it back into the centre under pressure from West Ham. And then eventually knocking it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle knocking it out wide to this near side as they push up the field. Now Newcastle coming forward as they race forward now, but under pressure from West Ham. Now West Ham playing the ball out wide to that far side as now West Ham running down that far side as they take it towards the byline, but challenge comes in from Newcastle as they win it back. Referee says no foul as West Ham now forced to get bodies back behind the wall as Newcastle trying to move up the field now, but they've just run it out on the halfway line, and that will be a throw-in. As Newcastle try to take the throw-in quickly, but the referee as Lucas Paquetá getting a yellow card. It's been coming. It's been coming. He's been shaking his head, but he's been making his antics this afternoon have been getting the attention of the referee. And I'm surprised he's lasted this long before getting a booking, but he is into the book, and I can't believe he's shaking his head. So Newcastle now playing the ball back to their defensive line. Newcastle now with a possession at the back. Playing it out wide to this near side as it's played forward now. West Ham tried to challenge for it, but Newcastle playing it forward as knocked out wide to this near side. Now Newcastle coming into the box as it's cut back. West Ham just managed to challenge for it. As now West Ham playing the ball out wide to this near side. Now challenged by Newcastle as it goes out of play on this near side, and that will be a throw-in. Throwing comes in as both sets of players now challenging for it in the centre, and the referee has blown for a foul. So Saka, we're just hearing, guys, breaking news, Saka not named in the squad for Arsenal in this afternoon's game against Manchester City. Just getting news now that apparently he's not on the team sheet in any way, shape or form. So I don't think he's even going to, by the sounds of it, sounds like he's not even on the bench. So that's a big blow for Arsenal. But Saka getting injured the other day in that European game. We wish him well. Let's hope he makes a speedy recovery. That'll be a big loss for Arsenal this afternoon. Now West Ham chipping the ball forward, and the goalkeeper manages to pluck that out the air, and that will be relieve the pressure for Newcastle. Now Newcastle playing the ball out wide to this near side as they cut the ball back into the centre now. It's now Newcastle playing the ball back to their defensive line under pressure from West Ham. So now Newcastle playing the ball forward, down the middle, in behind, as to get into the box, getting the shot off, but it just deflects off the post as goes out of play. But, that was so close for Newcastle as they completely beaten the offside trap from West Ham. Got in behind that defence, got round the goalkeeper, but he just went a bit too far wide. Made that brief stumble after riding the challenge from the goalkeeper, but that brief stumble and just being pushed that slightly wide was enough to mean that he didn't get his shot on target. It's actually deflected off the post and then into the on-running West Ham players' feet and gone out of play. So he wasn't far off. He hit the woodwork. Now corner comes in. Goalkeeper knocks it away. As Newcastle picking up the pieces outside the box. Now ball crossed back in as it's headed out of play. And I think that's going to be another corner on this near side. So Newcastle trying to get this third goal to see if they can kill the game off, I presume. And West Ham just finding themselves under the cosh at the moment, so to speak, as they had the better of the first half. But this second half, it's been all Newcastle. But that's the danger when you're playing the way West Ham are playing. West Ham are playing a dangerous game, trying to soak up the pressure and then hit Newcastle on the attack. But that worked well in the first half. But in the second half, Newcastle have been a lot better. Now the corner comes in. It's knocked away. As now it's cleared up the field. West Ham trying to hit Newcastle on the counter-attack here as Anthony racing up the field, but it's intercepted by the last Newcastle centre-back there. And he manages to knock it back to the goalkeeper, which relieves the pressure for Newcastle. Newcastle now able to play out from the back. West Ham come to press the ball from the front, but the goalkeeper kicks the ball long out to that far side as both sets of players challenge for it, but it's Newcastle that managed to come away with it. Now Newcastle trying to move up that far side of the field as West Ham challenge and the ball goes out of play. So that's going to be a throw midway inside the Newcastle half of the field. We're about to see a double substitution here, guys, for West Ham. Just to let you guys know, I'll tell you the subs in a minute. Goals gone in the other games this afternoon. So it's Kudos coming on, and it's Susek coming off for West Ham. Surchek, sorry. Thomas Surchek. Apology there, guys. The other player I didn't see there. They did it too quick. Sorry about that. Linesman's put the flag up on that far side as we're back underway. And so, yeah, just to let you guys know, it's currently 74 minutes gone in the other game, and it's currently Brighton 1, Liverpool 2. Also, goals have gone in the other game as well, the Midlands derby. 72 minutes gone in that one, and it's currently Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 1. So, finally, goals in the Midlands derby. As now Newcastle with a long crossfield ball out wide to this near side. West Ham coming to challenge for it as Newcastle knock it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Now Newcastle playing the ball forward as it's now played forward as Newcastle pushing up the field. West Ham challenging for it as they win it back. Now West Ham forced to play it back to their goalkeeper. Now the ball kicked long by the goalkeeper on that far side as both sets of players challenge for it. But now West Ham come away with it. Now West Ham knocking the ball out wide to this near side as they come forward now up towards the edge of the box. Challenge comes in from Newcastle, and it's a bit of a clumsy one as the referee is going to award a foul here on the edge of the box. So we're just Waiting for the referee to sort this mix of bodies out. There's some debate going on, but it's not going to stop the free kick being taken. As now Newcastle do start to organise their wall. So West Ham with the free kick. It's out on this near side, literally 2 yards from the edge of the goal box, guys. Or 2 yards from the half of the D. That's the Newcastle player there given a yellow card for time wasting, I think. I'm not sure why. As West Ham now ready to take this free kick. Ball over the top, and it's just gone over the bar and out of play, and that will be a goal kick to Newcastle. Got it over the wall, but it just never dipped down enough and went over the bar as well and out of play. So goal kick to Newcastle. Now the goalkeeper kicking the ball long up the field as both sets of players challenge for it now on the halfway line. West Ham coming away with it. It's now West Ham play the ball forward. It's knocked back to the goalkeeper. Eventually under pressure from Newcastle as Newcastle tried to press again further from the front, but West Ham just knock it out to this near side as they now do again try to push up the field on this near side. Ball over the top as it's headed back in the direction it came from by Newcastle, but West Ham managed to pick up the loose ball as they play it back into the centre, now out to that far side. As now West Ham keep coming forward. Newcastle trying to challenge, but West Ham managing to retain the possession as they now cross the ball into the box, but it's a poor one. Goes to the goalkeeper, and that will be relief momentarily for Newcastle. So we've just gone 81 minutes gone, guys. West Ham 1, Newcastle 2. Please do hit that like button if you could, guys. Would be really appreciated. And thank you if you've done it already. So Newcastle now. Ball played down this near side, but it's a poor one and it's gone straight out of play as David Moyes manages to pluck the ball out the air. Now we're going to have the substitution for Newcastle. Almiron, I think, coming off here. Yeah. So Almiron coming off, and it's Murphy coming on for Newcastle. You still with us, GB, mate? You still there, mate? Not sure if you're still there. Now throwing on this near side for West Ham as the ball knocked up the field. Newcastle challenge for it, but West Ham managing to retain it. Now West Ham playing the ball forward as it's intercepted by Newcastle. Newcastle clearing their lines, but it's West Ham that pick it up in the middle of the park. Now West Ham trying to come forward as under pressure from Newcastle, but West Ham managing to retain it as now they play the ball out wide again to that far side, headed back towards goal as it's knocked away by Newcastle, and West Ham picking up the pieces on that far side as now they come again towards the byline, but under pressure all the time by Newcastle as they try to get the cross in, but Newcastle block it and it's deflected behind for a corner on that far side. Sorry, mate. GB saying, yeah. What happened? Did the pubs open? No. Garner comes in. He's headed away. Now, ball played up the field as it's crossed back in. And now West Ham picking up the pieces on this near side. Ball crossed into the box, but it's a poor one. Goes straight to the goalkeeper. And that will leave the pressure momentarily for Newcastle. So, yeah, GB, cheers, mate. Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you were still there, mate, because obviously the chat gone quite quiet. And I know that you obviously watching the cricket as well, listening in. So thank you for your company, GB. I just weren't sure if you were still there, mate, or you'd gone watching the cricket. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, mate. I'm presuming you might be having a wee pint there, or while you're watching the cricket, possibly. But thank you for that, GB, top man. Wigan Athletic Fan Channel, Millsard saying, hi, Gaz. Are you watching City? I've just been debating that. I don't know. I was going to do it, but I'm so tired. I've been streaming every day this week, so I was just umming and ahhing whether I should do it or not, because I'm really feeling tired through just constant all week. I've been on the go, and I think it's starting to catch up with me today. So I was just debating whether I should or shouldn't do that next game. I don't know. So another substitution here for Newcastle. So we're having substitution on this near side. Isaac, however you pronounce it, coming off, and it's Wilson coming on. Some people pronounce it Isaac, some people pronounce it Isaac. I don't know which way it's meant to be there, but pronounced, to be honest, guys. Ball cleared up the field as West Ham just knock it back to the goalkeeper. So yeah, I'm not sure. Milzard, I'm not sure, mate. As I say, I'm just debating it in my head then whether to. I do want to do it, but I like to say, just when you're doing game after game after game all week, you do get to a point where it gets to, just get really tired, and it's difficult to concentrate on doing the commentary once you get really tired. And like I said, I've been at it all week, been streamed every day this week. So I'm feeling really tired today, really tired. I'm surprised I managed to get on and do this one, to be honest, but that's me, always motivated to try and keep chipping away at the Fan Dem project. If I'm not on the channel, we're not making progress. So, but yeah, there's only so much I can do, isn't there? But thank you, Milzard. Like I say, I'm not sure. You'll have to. I'll probably decide in the next 10 minutes. Wigan Athletic Fan Channel saying, no prob if not watching City. Okay, thank you, mate. Like I say, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just another long game to get through, feeling tired. But it's a lot easier to do these match watch-alongs when you're feeling fresh. And then I can really get into it. But when I'm tired like today, it just can start to feel a little bit like I'm not at my best. And as you guys know, I always like to try and be at my best when I'm doing it. Throwing on this near side for Newcastle. As they just keep it in. No, they haven't, as the linesman put the flag up. But thank you for that, Millsard, top man. Don't forget, guys, please do it that thumbs up. Would be appreciated. And thank you if you have already. GB saying, thanks for your commentary, guys. You're very welcome, mate. Thank you very much, GB, for your company and conversation, mate. Top man. Always appreciate you coming, getting involved, mate. So, yeah, no worries. What a guy. Thank you, mate. Very nice of you to say. GB, you're a star. What a guy. Really nice of you to say that, mate. Thank you. Ball kicked long by the goalkeeper as Newcastle intercept it. Now knocking it back in the direction it came from as West Ham intercept it on that far side. Now West Ham playing it forward as Newcastle tried to challenge for it, but West Ham playing it back into the centre. Now West Ham push up the field as they play the ball out wide to this near side. West Ham forced to play it back towards their defensive line as Newcastle now do come to press the ball. But West Ham knocking out wide to that far side. It's now they're racing forward at pace. They found space to run into as now the ball cut into the centre. West Ham with a shot. Oh, and it's just, has it gone in the net? Oh, it's a goal. I wasn't sure if it was hit the side netting there, but West Ham with the equaliser. Well, that was deceiving. That was a beautiful goal. I wasn't sure if it hit the side netting. Just seen the ball blasted forward and seen the net bulge. But from the angle, the way he came towards the goal, it wasn't clear to see straight away with the pace of the shot whether it gone in the back of the net, and it has, because the ball bounced straight back out. So, what a goal. So West Ham with the second. Well, I could be on track here, guys. What did I say at the start of the game? I said I felt that these two teams were going to cancel themselves out, and I did say I thought it was going to be 2-2. I've got a score prediction right potentially for the first time in a while. So kudos with the goal on 89 minutes. Wow, what a turnaround. So, yeah, nice one, GB. Top man, you're a star, mate. Very nice of you to say that. Really does mean a lot. Thank you, mate. Wigan Athletic Fan Channel Millsard saying, has it been a good game? Yes, it has, mate. It has actually been. Not a lot of goal mouth, or not a lot of shots on goals. Not a lot of shots on goals. But it has been end to end. Now West Ham playing the ball out on that far side as the ball cut back into the centre. Now West Ham coming again as they knock the ball out wide to this near side. 6 minutes added on time, guys. So 6 minutes to be played. Now West Ham playing the ball out wide to that far side as they come again now towards the edge of the box. Can they get the crossing? Shot comes in. Oh, and it's just wide of this near side post as West Ham almost sinking it into the back of the net for a third. But West Ham just ramping up the intensity in the last few minutes. Oh, it's glanced off his foot and just gone wide. I think the goalkeeper actually got fingers to that, and that's why it's the West Ham player unable to get the connection he needed to put that in the back of the net. But corner on this near side. Ball comes in. It's knocked away as West Ham pick up the pieces. Now ball crossed back in. Goalkeeper knocks it away again as eventually it's knocked away out to that far side. But West Ham picking up the pieces as Newcastle quickly shift players out to try and challenge for the ball. And West Ham just play it back to the halfway line. So, yeah, today, decent game, Millsard, mate. Minimo saying, went to the supermarket, was listening on my headphones. Cheers, Gaz. Well, thank you very much, Minnie. Nice one, mate. You're a star. Thank you. It's nice to know. Nice to know you guys listening in the background. So thank you, Minnie. Awesome, top stuff. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Minnie there, multitasking. Can't fault you, Minnie. I'm always multitasking, mate. So thank you, Minnie. Top support today from Minnie and GB. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So substitution, Taggart coming on as who's just come off. Sorry, guys. I missed the player who's gone off there. Now the goalkeeper kicking the ball long up the field as both sets of players challenge for it on that far side. Newcastle hooking it back up into the West Ham half of the field as West Ham knocking it back into the Newcastle. This is tennis at the moment. Now, eventually, Newcastle do head it back to the goalkeeper. That was back forth over the halfway line. But thank you, Minute. Really appreciated, mate. Good to know some of you guys still with me there in the background. Millsard saying, which team scored? Um, both of them scored at the minute, mate. Still 2-2. We're 3 minutes in till the added on 6 minutes added on time. Just to let you guys know, Brighton have equalised with Liverpool. So 90 plus 1 minute's gone in that one, and it's currently Brighton 2, Liverpool 2. Still 1-1 in the Midlands derby, Wolves v Villa. That one is still 1-1. Now the goalkeeper kicks the ball long out to that far side. So thank you for that, Milzard. Oh, now West Ham trying to cross the ball in, but Newcastle have intercepted it. Now Newcastle playing it back out to that far side, but it's challenged by West Ham, as West Ham now winning it back, coming back up the field as they play it away from goal, but now back into the centre as cross comes in, but the goalkeeper manages to pluck that out of the air, and that released the pressure for Newcastle momentarily. Now Newcastle goalkeeper comes out of his area as he pushes up the field, now kicks the ball long, trying to get Newcastle on the attack as challenge comes in, and the referee has blown for a foul here on the West Ham player just outside the West Ham box. So that will be a free kick to West Ham. Milzard saying, hi, Minute. Awesome. Nice one, mate. Top stuff. Thank you, Milzard. And Milzard also saying, how's Hibs doing? Yeah, they made a fantastic. You was with us yesterday, mate, weren't you? Weren't you with us yesterday, Milzard, when we did the commentary on Hibs v Hearts yesterday? They were 2-0 down, and they made a fantastic comeback. 2 goals in a matter of, I think was it less than a minute, or was it 2 minutes? I can't remember, but I know it was quick goals, back-to-back goals in a matter of a minute or two. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but I know it was within 2 minutes at least anyway. But yeah, I'm sure Minute will give you a bit of info. Minnie saying, Milzard, is that you? Yes, it is, Minute. It is, mate. It is. So thank you, Milzard. Yeah, Minnie saying, we're doing good. How's Wigan? Awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Loving the positive chat from you guys. Now, Newcastle have won a free kick on this near side. So Trippier to take it. Right on the edge of the touchline, guys. Midway inside the West Ham half of the field. Cross comes in from Trippier. It's deep into the box as it's headed back in towards goal. Oh, we're going to have a foul here as the ball knocked out of the box. The Newcastle player there with the high foot, and West Ham player challenging for it at the same time with his head. So yeah, it was. I don't think it was intentional. Not well. There were definitely. I wouldn't say it was intentional in any way. Just 2 players that anticipating the way the ball was going to fall in different ways, and you have to watch that. We don't want to see any serious head injuries. So free kick now to West Ham. We have played the 6 minutes as it's now on to 97 minutes. So thank you, Minute and Milzard. Ball kicked long up the field as the referee blows the full-time whistle. Well, I've got a score prediction right for once, guys. I did actually say I fancied both teams to cancel each other out of this at the start of the game. And I don't give a lot of score predictions, but I did have a gut feeling today this one was going to finish 2-2. And it proved right. So I'm pleased I got a score prediction wrong. Right for a change. When I do them, normally I don't get them right. So I'm quite happy that I got one right for a change. So, yeah, nice 1 minute. Milzard saying, we're second to bottom in the league, not won in 5 and lost 4 in a row. Yep, unfortunately, Wigan having a tough time, but they also, Minute, just to let you know, that doesn't tell the full picture for Wigan. Wigan also on a points deduction as well because of their previous owners. So Wigan up against it right from the start of the season with that points deduction coming from the FA or the EFL, whichever one it was that punished Wigan, not because of the club, but because of their owners' bad running of the club. So put Wigan up against it right from the start of the season. Minute saying, yeah, West Ham, awesome, thank you, Minute. And Millsard also saying, Maloney is still manager. Thank you, Millsard. So thanks, mate. Right, guys, let's quickly go to the match stats and see how this game has gone in numbers. So bear me a second as I bring it on the screen now. Here we go. Should be coming on your screen now, guys. So don't worry if you can't see it. I'll read it out for you guys. So this is how the game has gone in numbers. Total shots, 5 for West Ham, 10 for Newcastle. Shots on target, 3 for West Ham, 3 for Newcastle. Possession, 35% possession for West Ham, 65% possession for Newcastle. Passes, 314 for West Ham, 597 for Newcastle. Pass accuracy, 71% for West Ham, 86% for Newcastle. Fouls, 11 against West Ham, 18 against Newcastle. Yellow cards, 3 each. So both West Ham and Newcastle getting 3 yellow cards each. No red cards, thankfully. Offsides, 2 against West Ham and 1 against Newcastle. Corners, 4 for West Ham and 2 for Newcastle. Just to let you guys know, it's also finished in the other game. Brighton 2, Liverpool 2. That's a full-time result. In the Midlands derby, Wolves v Aston Villa. That game still playing into added on time, and it's currently 1-1 in that one. Game in Scotland that's kicked off at 3 o'clock, guys. Is currently half-time. Aberdeen 0, St Johnstone 0. So there you go, guys. That brings you up to date with the major games this afternoon. So, yeah, Millsard saying, well, he's still in chat. So, thank you, mate. So, there you go, guys. So, that's been a pretty entertaining game, to be fair. I'm going to jump off now, wrap it up, because I'm not sure if I'm coming back on for the Arsenal Manchester City game. I might go and have a quick coffee now and see if it wakes me up a bit. And if it does, I might jump back on. But yeah, just need a coffee to kind of wake me up a bit. And like I say, it's just been a long week, guys. Been working all week, been on the channel every day this week. So it's just catching up with me a little bit. But if I can go and have a coffee, it might wake me up and then possibly come back on. GB saying, whoa, surprising stats. Newcastle blew it. Thanks, Gaz. 1:30 a.m. Getting some rest yourself. Get some rest yourself, mate. Thank you, GB. Yep, out there in Australia. You're a star, mate. Thank you for always coming, getting involved. Thank you for your great company this afternoon. Always appreciate you coming, getting involved, mate. And your fantastic company as well in the chat, mate. Yeah, quite late for you out there in Australia, innit, mate? So, yeah, you go and get yourself some rest, although I'm presuming you might be staying up for the Manchester City game. As I say, I might be back on for that. I'm going to go and have a quick coffee and see if it wakes me up. But yeah, thank you, GB. Top man. Really appreciate your positivity, mate. And thank you also to Minnie as well. Also been in the chat active this afternoon. Top stuff, guys. Really do appreciate you guys and your top support. So yeah, GB, I might see you on the next one, but if you're not, if you're getting some rest, mate, understandable. Obviously, early morning out there for you in Australia. So, yeah, if I don't see you later. Maybe catch you on later on in the week, because I think England play in Australia later on in the week. So I'm sure you might be interested in that one, mate, even though it is only a friendly. But thank you to GB, Millsard, Minimo. Thank you to you guys for coming, creating a bit of conversation in the chat. Also, mention to Mr. Barnsley, who dropped in earlier as well. Quick mention to him. And also a new fan, which was not a royalist, that dropped in very early on as well. So thank you to you guys. Really appreciate your fantastic conversation and company. I'm going to jump off now, guys. Might be back on after I've had a coffee. I'll see how I feel. But thank you, as always. Really do appreciate your company and conversation. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care. Bye for now.